Hey, it's JJ here, owner of Scotland's original beard care brand, Braw Beard. Born in Scotland and enjoyed worldwide, Braw Beard produce high quality beard care products and a range of clothing. As the brand grows, so does our community, the Brawtherhood. With this show, I want to give you a further insight into the brand and the people involved. We'll be sharing stories, lessons learned, beard care tips, and interviews with our athletes and ambassadors. And generally just shooting the shit and seeing where the conversation takes us. You're listening to our brand new podcast, or should I say, the Braw Cast. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the show. Hello, welcome to the Braw Cast. This is episode 3, and I'm here with Dean Reilly. Dean was the first Braw athlete, and the Braw athletes are just a collection of athletes who Braw Beard sponsor, and they're involved in sports that I'm kind of interested in.
Original and the best, some might say.
The original and the best, definitely. 100%. So I first kind of found you MMA in Cage Combat 7, I think it was, in Edinburgh.
Do you know what? I can't remember the number. I was talking about that on my way through here.
Right.
And I was driving past the sign for Dalkeith, and I was like, oh, I had my first 2 fights in Dalkeith.
Aye.
The Miners Club, Willie
That's
Scott
right.
shows.
Woodburn Miners Club.
Oh, is that the name? I couldn't remember the Woodburn bit, but I remember it. I just remember calling it Dalkeith Miners Club. I think we just called it.
I think it's in Dalkeith.
Yeah. But yeah, aye. First couple of fights were in there. Willie Scott shows. Shout out to Willie Scott.
Willie Scott,
if he ever sees this, he was always an absolute gentleman whenever I dealt with him. And do you know what? His shows were excellent. They're always packed. They were packed in terms of lots of fights. It always ran really smoothly. And he just went fight, if I remember rightly. And it was always packed. It was always absolutely jam-packed. It's a shame he doesn't run them anymore.
I know, they were good events. I went to a few of them. But it was rammed, and it was on kind of levels, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a really weird tiered seating system.
I don't know if it was like a dance floor on the bottom or something.
Aye,
and it was tiered
like
seats.
Yeah, I was honestly talking about my first ever fight on the way through here. My first one when was it? The fight was maybe about May or something.
Right.
And I was in Japan with Paul and James for a fight in March, and I'd bleached my hair. I had peroxide blonde hair.
Right, okay.
Right, no beard either. And I was really pale, as I'm still relatively pale. And the guy I was fighting was like the opposite. It was the yin to my yang.
Right, okay.
And he was like dark hair, and he was a permatan Geordie. A guy called Stephen Defty. And if you ever sees this, hi Stephen, how you doing? But you were super tanned. And I've got this amazing picture of me in a triangle wrapped round his neck, and it's just this really pale blonde guy hanging off this really tanned guy. It's pretty funny. Yeah. But they were great shows. It's a shame they don't go about. They were great shows to just get new guys on, because I always felt there's no bullshit for Willie Scott. It's just like, I've got this guy, get that guy. Do you want to match your guy with him? Yeah, cool, no bother.
It was a good day. I always remember there was amateurs, semi-pro, and pro.
I think so, yeah. So amateurs back then would have been no headshots at all.
That's right, yeah.
Semi-pro was headshot standing, no headshots on the ground.
Yeah.
And you also had pro gloves back in the day. It was always pro gloves. I never ever fought in like what the amateur gloves use now. They have like the padded gloves. I've always just fought in like...
Oh, is that the case? The amateurs wear...
The amateurs now wear like a sparring glove. We spar on them, so we just call them sparring gloves, but they're like supposed to have like a domed cover on them.
I see.
So back then, whenever, it was just like pro gloves for the start, so just like, on you go.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like you say, like the pro fights and stuff. There's also B-class pro as well that had no elbows. Knees to the head, but no elbows.
All right.
There you go.
I never knew that.
They've got less rules now in terms of or less tiered rules. It's like amateur and pro for the most part. And
yeah.
They've kind of smoothed that out a little bit rather than having all these different rules.
Well, so it was kind of new then as well. You know, it was a new sport to the country.
Yeah.
So, but then I remember seeing you at Absolute Combat too.
Yeah, I was talking about that on the way through here as well. Actually, yeah.
A wee trip to Edinburgh.
Well, do you know what? I drove past this hotel just round the road. I was driving about, and I was dropping off Roisin, and I was like, I think I've been here before. I was like, I think I might have weighed in that hotel just over there for Absolute Combat 2. And Lovey, who also had to weigh in, was driving us back. He
Right.
probably should have been cutting weight and driving at the same time, but he actually got lost in between Glasgow and Edinburgh. I was like, just because
It's a straight road, man.
I know, because we were basically, well, it was actually on Edinburgh on the way home from Glasgow, so it wasn't as bad. But I think because we were just concentrating on, we're just so happy having made weight. We're all like eating and drinking in the car, and we missed like 3 turn-offs. We're just like, where the fuck are we? I don't know. Fuck it. We've got enough food to last us for how long it takes us to get back to Glasgow. So we'll find our way back. But that was a good night. That was a good night for the whole fight card. For our whole team, we had like 7 or 8 guys on, and everybody won, and everybody had a good performance. And then Titan, the legend that is Titan, outshone everyone of the fight team by having a threesome with 2 older birds that night after a nightclub. That became the pure story afterwards. It's like, oh, aye, Titan, all the boys do well, get good victories and wins and all that, and then you just outdo everyone by being 19 and getting a threesome with 2 older birds.
Amazing. Titan.
What a legend.
I know. He actually done that video with us, didn't he? We done a video with you at the Grip House. And,
I bumped into him in the park yesterday. I was just sitting in the park reading a book, and then he tried to creep up on me, but I am not one to be crept up on. I was like, can't fucking creep up on me, Titan. And he's the so we just sat down chatting, and it was Kelvin Grove Park in Glasgow, and it was like the sun was out scorching, and we were sitting up the nice bit next to Park Circus, so that there's no BAMs, but you could just hear just like carnage just going on. So we went over and had a look, and there was just like kids just like trying to have shit fights, just like, and then just run away.
Okay.
And it was just mad. There must have been like 8,000 barbecues, and fuck, it was just carnage, man.
It's the same in the meadows in Edinburgh, man.
Oh, right.
It's a bit more reserved here, though. Kind of have games of cricket and that. Like. But it's barbecues everywhere. It's just like smoke and smells amazing.
Yeah, I bet it does. I like that smell of certain type of smoke.
Totally.
I like that smell.
Yeah. Aye, man. Speaking of that park, I seen someone on your Instagram, and there was a guy chilling with a budgie cage. What was that about?
So I was in the park on Sunday, and I was sitting there, and there's this guy just lying down sunbathing, topless, and he's got a bird cage next to him with 2. Like, I didn't go down and see a close look at what the birds were, but it was like 2 budgies. And I was like, that might be the cruelest thing I've ever seen. Right, lads, you guys could be flying about these trees, but I've got you trapped in this 2 foot by 2 foot cage. Go and fuck yourself.
Cooking in the sun.
I thought that was fucking brutal. I was like, you sick bastard. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, I was joking on my Instagram story, like, oh, what you up to today, Stevie? Oh, just going down the park with a couple of birds. You're some man, Stevie.
I seen it, I was like, what? That can't be real.
Mate, serious, 100% that is real, I promise you.
Do you think he's maybe just bought them for the pet shop, and on the way home he's like, I'll just have a wee sunbathe here?
Mate,
or do you think he's had them in the flat?
No, I think he's had them in the flat. It looked like a cage that you would keep in the house, and he's went down the park with the birds. Yeah, I had a few people messaging me like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, I don't know, it's Glasgow, isn't it?
People make Glasgow, eh?
I know, you see some weird sights running about there. I can't think any now off the top of my head, but I've seen some weird things recently, and I'm like, the fucking Glasgow's weird, man.
It's an interesting place.
I love it, but it's weird.
I know. I enjoy it, man. I spend a lot of time through there with the Glasgow Beard and Moustache Club.
Right.
Oh, yeah, bunch of guys as
Big
well.
Davey.
Yeah.
He's lost his beard. He's just got a fucking
He's
big
got
curly.
the partial beard now. He's actually in California though now. The time this
nice.
goes live, he'll be back. But he's in California doing an ultra marathon.
He does. He loves his long running, eh?
Aye.
Fair play to you. I don't have the patience for that. I'm just like, oh, I'm bored. I'd rather just like
Sprint.
run really quick,
Yeah.
and then be done rather than like go for ages. A guy that used to train with us years ago, he started doing it, and I was like, mate, fair play to you, 100-mile marathon. He said the key is if you can't talk while you're doing it, you're running too fast.
Really?
He's like, you just need to go along at this little pace.
Yeah.
Go along. You can't like go off because you'll just be fucked.
Aye, be knackered.
I've just not got the patience for that, man.
Nah.
I'm bored.
I'm the same. It's like, I used to hate cycling uphill because that was the reason. You just get bored. You start wander off. Like your thoughts wander off. Eh?
Yeah.
I prefer belting downhill fast and concentrating. And
Hence how you smash your back into
there
tiny
is
little
that.
pieces.
Yeah.
But then hence how you fucking made this amazing company, and there you go.
Well, aye. That's what I keep saying. Like
Out of crisis. Oh,
when
out of crisis comes creativity.
I guess so. Aye. It's like when people say, "Ken, I shouldn't have." I broke my back, then I raced 2 weeks later, And folks say, "Oh, look, you're mad! You shouldn't have done that. You could be in a
Definitely.
wheelchair." But I wouldn't be sitting doing this
Yeah.
if I didn't make that decision. It's just stupid at the time, but it worked out all right.
You're young and you do daft things. But
Exactly, mate, that's it.
It's what you make of it, really, isn't it?
Yeah. So getting back to your sport, you were a MMA fighter.
Yeah.
And I seen you at Cage Combat and Absolute Combat, and then you went on to fight in Cage Warriors, right?
Yeah. I fought in Cage Warriors 4 times, won twice, lost twice.
That was professional.
Yeah.
As a pro.
So I only had like 2 amateur fights. Both of them were on Willie's show.
Right. Okay.
The amateur scene wasn't what it was right now, and an opportunity came up to turn pro. I'd had 2 amateur fights and 1 like Thai boxing fight.
Yeah.
An opportunity to come up to fight a pro fight against a guy on Guy Ramsey's show.
All right. Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, I was kind of hoping somebody nearby me, pointing no elbows, would take this fight
All right.
because it'd been a late pull out." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'll do it." So it was on like 2 weeks' notice or something like that. So I took the fight, won the fight, and afterwards I spoke to a couple of guys, and I was like, "Do you know what, should I maybe go back to semi-pro as it was called then?" And they're like, "Nah, man, you train all the time, you train professionally, just stay pro." But looking back now, that was definitely the wrong decision. But in terms of the situation, you'd maybe even just make the same choice again, because again there wasn't that massive amateur scene.
Yeah.
But there's definitely mistakes that I made fighting professional, professional rules that I could have been done at a lower level before I turned professional. Fighting pro MMA for me, it was never, not until a lot later on, it was never about getting to the UFC.
Right. Okay.
For me, not until much later on when Robert was there and he was like, "Oh, come on, you're good enough to do this. Like, I train with you all the time. You're as good as these guys." And then I was like, "All right, I'll give it a shot."
Yeah.
But for me, it was just all about to see if I could do it. Like, as a kid growing up, like, I'd obviously been in Scotland, you get in a bunch of fights, and I'd always hated confrontation.
Yeah.
And I suppose the whole martial art thing is like the only thing I've ever really stuck at, and I wanted to see. I trained martial arts on and off since I was like 17. Had my first fight when I was 25 or 26, I think. And I just wanted to see if I had the minerals to go and do it, and if I could actually do it. It was never about getting anywhere, and then you just end up taking more and more, and then you get into it, and then you're like, "Oh, what?" You get a really good win, and you're like, "Oh, you want that,
for it.
you want that feeling again," you know. It wasn't until much later on that maybe I thought about, "Oh, I could maybe make something of this and get somewhere." And by that point, in a lot of ways, it was maybe too late.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I came into sport relatively late. Like I said, my first fight was like 25 or 26. And like the way our team was structured at the time, we never really had a head coach or anything like that. We all just kind of like, I'll take care of you.
Mhm.
When you're fighting, you'll take care of me. This guy takes care of that guy, and stuff like that. So we never actually had a head coach or anything. And I think I'm the type of person, unfortunately, that I could do with a little bit of mentorship, a bit of being led a little bit, sometimes like
guidance.
A little bit of guidance. You know, I'd to sound like a fucking a psychologist session. I didn't really have a lot of that growing up. You know, like it was just me and my mum growing up, and she's probably a bit too soft on me. She won't see this, so it's all right. I'm sure she knows anyway. But yeah, I think I've always lacked that figure above me, like going like, "Look, did you fucking sort yourself out?" Do you know what I mean? Because I've made a lot of stupid mistakes over the years, and I feel as though in a lot of ways I'm kind of 10 years behind, 5 to 10 years behind where I should be.
Right.
Which is annoying, but hopefully I'm catching up.
Part of the process, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, man. But yeah, in terms of MMA, I definitely could have done with someone to go like, "Right, dickhead, get in that jiu-jitsu gym, get in that jiu-jitsu mat, and don't fucking come off it until you know how to do X, Y, and Z."
Yeah.
Whether that takes 3 weeks or 3 months, you're going to do it, and you're not fighting again until you do that. You know, I could have done with that pressure being put on me, because maybe I was too scared to admit it to myself that I maybe wasn't at the stage I needed to be. You know.
Yeah. But then, is that also the case? There wasn't many head coaches kicking about at that time. Was the sport
Yeah,
still...
but it's not like I was the only one in that position. I mean, we're all in the same boat, you know. I was just maybe too. I think I was just too immature and naive to
Right, okay.
do anything about it. I always put the blame myself.
Aye.
Whatever happens, I'll always say this. One of my friends said this is probably the most depressing thing that I've ever said. I was like, 99% of things that happen to you in your life, good or bad, are your own fault. I was like, if you got on a plane and it fucking drops out the sky 5 minutes after you take off, I was like, whether someone didn't fly the plane properly, it's your fault. You got on the plane.
You got on the
Do you know what I
plane.
mean? It's your fault. As I just try and put everything back on myself, blame myself, so that I can only just look at myself and go, right, you're a dick. Which leads to me having some pretty dark moments of being depressed, of like, oh, I'm such an asshole.
So now you've transitioned from a MMA fighter to a coach.
Yeah.
You're now coaching at the Grip House.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that? Like, when did you retire from?
When did I start fighting? I stopped fighting in 2014.
Right.
Which is a fucking mad year. I won't even get into the details of that because literally the worst year of my life was 2014. And at the end, I had my last ever fight in Ireland. And I'd always said when I came back, I stopped fighting for a couple of years and I thought, I'm going to keep fighting until I lose.
Right,
so I won my first fight when I came back. And then I had another couple of fights, and fights just kept getting cancelled. I get a head injury, I get a massive cut here. You probably won't be able to see that in the camera, but it's like 7 stitches. It was massive. Made for some good Instagram pictures, but
I think I remember that on Instagram actually.
It looked like I'd been hit in the head with a hatchet. And then I had other opponents pull out, and I was like, after the fight I came back from, it was like another year until I got a fight, despite the fact I was in training like constantly and I wasn't injured bar that cut. Just things kept on happening.
Yeah.
Then I got this fight in Ireland, and then I lost the fight, and I was like, I knew straight away, I was like, right, I'm not doing this anymore. I was like 32 or 33 at the time. I was like, time to channel my energies into something else. And then a month after that, I suppose in some ways I came out of the cage and I said to my then girlfriend, I was like, I'm done, I'm not fighting again.
Right.
And people around me were like, oh no, don't make a decision right now where you're still emotional and all that stuff. But I knew it was the right thing to do. And then a month later I tore the meniscus in my knee, so I couldn't actually straighten my leg for like 6 months. I walked about like that for 6 months. And every now and then again it would lock out and I'd have to like pop it and stuff. So in some ways that kind of forced the issue, but although I was already thinking like, no one's taking care of these amateur guys or some guys who are interested in doing MMA, so I'm going to start taking care of them. So I started running some what I called coach sparring sessions. So it was a couple of 3 hours in the timetable.
Right.
I was like, any guys that are interested in sparring, come here and I'm going to get you sparring and I'm going to coach you through it. Or you'll do like a couple of rounds and I'll give you some tips and you can do a couple more rounds and we'll do that. So I just kind of started from there, and then I just kind of started doing little bits and pieces, more and more, and kind of built up a small kind of team of guys, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess you're saying you never really had the mentorship before, but you're now being that mentor to these young guys.
Yeah, trying to. There's a guy called Simon Sinek, and he's a marketing guy, but he actually speaks a lot more about people.
Right.
He's got a really good talk on a TED talk about your why. Start with why. His book's called Start with Why, and his talk is about that. It's really, really good. And he always says, be the leader you wish you had.
Yeah.
So if any of the guys that I coach are watching, this is why I'm a horrible bastard sometimes to you, and I'm a bit mean, because I wish someone had grabbed me by the scruff of the neck and went, fucking do that properly. Do that because you have the ability to do it. One of the most frustrating things is seeing guys who have the ability to do something and just go like, they just don't bother. And I was probably that guy as well, which is probably why it frustrates me so much, because I always think I could have done so much more, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well, so you'll see the potential that they can't actually see themselves.
yeah,
Getting problem, they maybe got self-doubt or doubting their skills or whatever, and you can see the potential.
Yeah.
And it's just drawing that out of them.
Yeah.
To make them progress, I guess.
yeah, it's just, everyone has got potential at something. It just, you need to channel your energies into it, you know. And if guys are telling you that they want to train and they want to eventually compete, then you want to see them put that effort in. Like, it's quite a scary thing for me to put guys into see their first fight. I'm always quite, this is this guy's first fight. How's he going to respond? Because the last thing I want is to put somebody into a fight and they get blutered, they get knocked out, something horrible, and their mum or their dad's watching, and I'm like,
of course.
hey, how you doing? I'm the guy that
kind of falls on your shoulders,
Yeah.
isn't it?
especially like young guys and stuff. I had a young kid that trains with us, Jack. He had his first. Well, he had a fight last year, but it was a striking only fight. He had his first MMA fight on Dan Hope's show, which was last month, 20th of April.
Right.
And I knew he had the skills, and I knew he had the determination. He trains really hard, but see, even though it was his first fight, I was like, I don't know if this is going to go. I'm a wee bit apprehensive here,
Yeah.
and it turned out it was brilliant. It was really good. He dominated the fight stuff, but especially like the younger guys who are like, Jack's 16. It's like, I feel as though I can't fuck this up. I need to make sure everything's right for him, So I'm maybe sometimes a bit strict putting guys in for their competing, because I just don't want them to get fucked up. I just don't want them to get hurt,
It's a sport at the end of the day as well. Like, you didn't want them to get hurt and sicken them.
Yeah.
Or, sicken themselves and never fight again.
Yeah.
You want them to enjoy the experience.
Yeah.
And it builds their character as well.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I boxed when my first fight was when I was 13, I think. My cousin Russell, he turned pro, and took me along to the local boxing club, which is in Haddington. And I started training there when I was 10. And you weren't allowed to fight until you were 12, I think, as an amateur. So I think when I turned 13, that's when I fought. But that was my coach got my license for me. Says, right, I need a photo and I need your signature. So I just told my mum and dad I need my photo and I need your signature. So they signed it, and that was my boxing license handed to me. So right, you're fighting soon. So my first fight was on Valentine's Day.
Nice.
Yeah, and I remember like hitting the pads before I went out. My coach was holding the pads, and the last fight was just finishing, and all I could hear was my heartbeat and my breath. That's all. That's just, I don't know. It was weird. You just go into a strange, I don't know, strange place. It's like you could just hear your heartbeat.
You're never more aware of yourself.
Aye, that was it. And then that walk to the ring, it wasn't far. It was just in a sports hall, and it wasn't far. But it was like jelly footsteps, just nerves.
Yeah.
But as soon as the bell goes, you're fine.
Yeah, exactly. I always say that to guys. Mate, as soon as this bell goes, everything's going to. Or I always used to find a glove touch. I used to make sure I was like touch gloves, because for me that's your first contact.
Yeah.
And I used to use it to push them back to the cage as well. But I'd be like, right, cool, and then I was like, right, here we go, and everything just feels normal. Yeah, everything just goes, all right, cool, here we go. And it's a weird thing.
It is a weird thing, and I found it more interesting than sparring as well, because it's someone you hadn't met before.
Yeah.
So it's totally different. You get comfortable in sparring sometimes.
100%. I always, like, when you guys come in sparring, I'm always like, right, okay, everything goes back to being conservative again, and I like that.
Yeah.
And being like, right, okay, how am I going to figure this out, and how am I going to figure it out quickly, or is he going to do something, like whether it's grappling or striking, sparring with new people is always kind of quite like that. So it's quite good I quite like doing that sometimes to think about when I'm coaching. So I go back and about, right, I was explaining this last week, that how I'll start off every sparring round. I'm like, right, this is things that I'm looking for. So I'm going to start off with really high percentage, easy techniques for me to do.
Right.
And things that are little point scores, like maybe I'm going to jab, or maybe I'm going to inside low kick to build my confidence. Like, right, even if it's just jabbing the glove, I'm like, right, I'm going to jab the glove. Right, I know how far he is now.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to jab the back glove. Right, I can reach the back glove. That means I can reach his head if I step a little bit further.
Yeah.
Or I can hit my inside low kick. So then I'm just measuring that. So then you just gradually build your confidence. Right, now I'm going to throw a right hand to the body because it's a bigger target. I know I can hit that target, and that's going to build my confidence up. So.
Aye.
Like, if I spar with somebody new, that's generally kind of what I'll do. I'm going like high percentage, easy stuff for me to do that I'm confident in, and then just build up. And then by the end of the round, I'm hopefully there. I'm like, right, I know I'm doing kind of whatever the fuck I want. I'm throwing some feints to hit some stuff. And
you bedded yourself in.
Yeah. It's a funny thing, but yeah, you're right. Like, you get comfortable in sparring because you're like, oh, there's Dave. I've sparred with him all the time. I know exactly what he does, so exactly. I know, all right, cool, I can do this. It's almost in a way like a false confidence that you can forget about.
Yeah, and I think maybe become not lazy, but you'd switch off a little bit because you know how they react.
Yeah. You know that if he's not got a good left hook, so I can keep my right hand down because I know and he doesn't have the leg dexterity to kick me in the head.
Yeah, you can sit back a wee bit.
Yeah.
I know.
Aye.
Like I was training Muay Thai for a bit.
You still doing that?
Nah. I was going to tell you the reason. I was training for 2 years, and also it wasn't the best idea with my neck. You know, it's the vertebrae were crushed, so my neck sits further forward, so I can't really take any trauma through the top of my head.
Right.
Because that's how it happened. So I've been to A&E once, and that was for the trampoline. Well, A&E for the accident, and then afterwards I had to go to A&E after being at the trampoline park.
And those places fucking terrify me.
It was nothing. I was playing volleyball with friends' kids, right? No volleyball, dodgeball. Sorry, I was chucking the dodgeballs at each other, and I lost my footing, and all I done was roll back over my neck and then back on my feet. But I heard the
crunch.
The crunch.
I don't know if you heard my neck's crunched a few times when I've been in here.
When you extended your knee there, I heard the crunch as well.
Oh, that. Oh, there goes my hands as well.
So I woke up in the morning, sore head, like headache and stuff, and Lane's like, right, you need to go to hospital, get it checked. So I went and got it checked, and they x-rayed it. There was no damage, but they could see the old damage for the accident. So I just had to be aware of not taking any neck impact.
Yeah.
So Muay Thai probably wasn't the best idea, but the coaches knew my situation. So every time it came to sparring, anytime sweeps came into it, they would hold their arm out for me so I could hold onto the arm and get let down gently. So everybody in the gym knew that. But then there was a novice came in, and
worst guys to train with sometimes.
Yeah, I know. It's just that thing. You're working around, you're swapping partners at the time, and the novice just fucking booted my legs away from me and landed on the side of my neck, and it hurt like fuck. Hurt like fuck. So, I was in pain for a couple of weeks. So I was just like, fuck it, sack it, man. Yeah. It's probably just telling me just to forget it.
It's a shame, man.
I know. I enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed it. Well, I came at one of your classes at the Grip House and really enjoyed it. But I've been started sort of strength training with a guy
nice.
That's a couple of doors up. Trained with him years ago, and he's just opened his own gym. So been doing strength training, squats and deadlifts, and we're doing it. And he knows about the injury as well, so we're doing it controlled. So
that's cool.
That's good. Enjoying it.
Got to do something, man.
Mate, I know.
You need to keep your body moving. As soon as you stop moving, everything will just start to creak and break worse than it would anyway. So
yeah, I see. It's like
you got to move a bit.
Definitely, man. It's you got to keep mobile, and I see it as a kind of release as well to get away from like work.
Yeah.
You know, you get stressed out at work, but that's kind of my release is go and train.
Yeah.
It's no anger or anything like that. It's just,
no, definitely.
Just get endorphins running, eh?
100%. I get that as well. Like, it's kind of a weird one for me now because my job is kind of in the gym all the time, you know. So there's no break from it. But see, just getting to switch off and just like spar jiu-jitsu sometimes. Like I ended up doing like I wasn't going to do something this morning because I've been in like 6 o'clock in the morning the past few days. I'm absolutely shattered. And then I've got 100% dark chocolate. Have you ever had them?
Yes.
I should have brought it along. It's in the car actually. But that shit blows your mind. So I had a square before I coached my last session, before this training session was on.
Right.
I'd planned in ahead. I was like, right, I'm just going to go and sit at 11 o'clock. I'm going to read a book. I'm just going to chill out. I've got another hour's coaching to do. And then this dark chocolate kicked in, and I was like, I'm fucking rolling, man.
Just get the energy rush.
I just went in. I was like, T was like, are you training? I was like, I wasn't going to, but I fucking am now. And I was like, boom, right in. I was like, 5 rounds. Was it 5 sixes we did? And they were all like pretty high paced, man. It was that. So dark chocolate is my new ped.
It's the way forward.
That is my new ped. Get TJ Dillashaw on the dark chocolate. Never mind that EPO, TJ son. Get yourself to 100% dark. You'll be all right.
Okay, winning belts on dark chocolate.
Fucking right, that's my ped. That's my new ped.
Amazing. So, yeah, you got a team of fighters now, eh? You're training
a small team.
Team of fighters.
Aye, small bunch of guys. A lot of really young guys who are like 14, 15, 16 at the moment. So I'm just going to take my time.
Yeah.
No rush for those guys. And just kind of gradually kind of bring them through. They're all nice boys to be about and stuff like that. So that's good. It's one of the most important things. Like, I think it's very easy sometimes when you're involved in a sport. That's competitive and everyone's about the W, getting the win.
Yeah.
It's kind of forgetting like about the character building of people.
Yeah.
Because I've had guys in the past who have been maybe good guys, but they're not conducive to the group. Do you know what I mean? They're quite negative, and they can be kind of bring like a bullying atmosphere into things and put other people down and stuff, you know. And in hindsight, I'm like, oh, fuck, that was quite bad. I really want to kind of stamp that out. And the whole martial arts thing should really be more about developing your character as a person. It's great to win, and I want all the guys to win, but the biggest benefits are really just bringing people along as human beings, I think, and giving them good experiences that they can then take on into their life. Like, being a fighter is a fucking terrible career choice, man. Really, like, let's be honest.
Punch in the face for a living.
Mate, the money's shit. Unless you're like a high level boxer, the money's crap.
Yeah.
It's probably not enough to live off after, like, say you do a 10-year career. Even if you're probably fighting to like a decent high level, it's probably still not enough money to live off after you quit fighting. So the percentage of people that are going to make it fighters and then maybe make some money off it's fucking absolutely tiny. So it's more important, I think, that these guys develop good skills of being about people, good skills to defend themselves, and then knowing that they have those skills so they don't have to be a wee fanny down Kelvin Grove Park starting fights. You know what I mean?
Build respect as well, eh?
Yeah, 100%. Definitely. I know that's the biggest things probably I've got out of this has just been, it's definitely brought me along as a person, being around good, positive people who want to just get up every day and do something good. They don't want to go up every day and just go and get pissed and fucking eat 6 takeaways. They might sometimes, but you know what I mean. It's a healthy. They want to live a healthy way of living and be good to people around them. You know, so that's kind of much more important. You know, I've been thinking about that a lot more recently. In terms of, instead of like the fighting angle, I think I was maybe focused on that for maybe too much. And I need to get these guys fighting, I need to get them competing, I need to get them winning. And how about I just need to develop these people into like good people and the skills that they can use throughout their life, and hopefully they'll continue to keep training.
But there's also the skills like as I said before, stepping in the ring. It's totally nerve wracking.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of thing's helped me stand on stage and talk to people.
Yeah.
So there's that kind of thing as well. Just getting over the hurdle, getting in the cage, performing. That's going to help set these guys up in the future. Like if they get a job where they've got to do a presentation to people or something like that.
Yeah.
It's building confidence.
Definitely. Standing up in front of talking people, I didn't realise how awkward it is for a lot of people, because I've done it since I was like 12 years old.
Right.
My mum used to work at this place in Bearsden called St Andrews College, not there anymore, and it was a teacher training college.
Right. Okay.
And every summer they used to run a summer school for kids over from like Portugal, Spain, Palestine at one point, Brazil, Italy. So they had all these hundreds of kids over for like 2 to 3 week blocks learning English.
Right.
So I basically my mum basically got free childcare, and I got this summer school got basically a lackey. So one of the jobs I had to do is I'd go around the classes every morning and explain their activities to them. So the classes, same as schools here, the classes are broken up into like people who were at a low level of speaking English, medium, and then a really good level of speaking English.
Yeah.
So you were never told what class you're going to. You're just like, right, you're going to class 2, right, you're going to class 3, and me and one of the other guys would run about, say, and just going to class, right guys, these are your activities for this afternoon. 1 o'clock we have got football out on the thing. So I was doing that from like 12 years old in front of all these groups, and public speaking's never really,
it's just been ingrained in you.
It's just never really been a thing, and it's weird. But I didn't realise till recently how people are like, oh, public speaking, oh my god, and I'm like, fucking I'll go and talk in front of anybody, it doesn't really matter, you know.
I was like, I hate it, man. I still get nervous about it. Like the first one I done was just up the road. There's a venue up there. I got asked to do it just to, I think it was like young entrepreneurs in the audience and that, and you just started getting asked questions and stuff. But man, that was nerve wracking at first. But again, it was like when you step in the ring and the bell goes, it's fine. Once you got the first sentence out,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
And you just kind of get in your rhythm, and it's all good. But yeah, it was nerve-wracking for me, because
Yeah.
I hated talking in front of people at school and that, you know. But yeah, this is helping, like doing
Yeah.
the podcast and then doing the daily vlog and then social media and stuff's definitely helped get over that hurdle. So yeah, man,
It's a handy skill. But I've just always found it quite good fun.
Yeah,
I just talk shit and make terrible. I was coaching this morning, and I just make like weird references to like 90s stuff, and I'm happy if one person in the room gets it and I get it, and me and them just have like a wee laugh.
just a wee moment.
Aye, there's this takedown I coach sometimes, and the older we get, the less people are going to get the reference.
Right.
And I was like, right, you need to drop to your knees like Michael Jackson and Earth Song. And there's only a couple of people get that reference from that video.
Yeah.
It's like, but I just say it because it just makes me laugh now, and I just know people are like, "The fuck's he talking about?"
And some people get it. Some people don't.
Some people are like, I get that.
Yeah, brilliant. So, aye, with coaching as well. So you've done a bit touring the world, right? Helping fighters out.
I've done bits and pieces, mostly with Robert Whitefield, who's another pro athlete. Robert's been a good pal of mine pretty much since he joined the team, really.
Yeah.
We kind of bonded over a couple of wee things that happened early doors in his career with the team, and then we became like main training partners, and then he started going a little bit more over to Florida, which was disappointing for me because I lost like my main training partner and a good friend. Like there's obviously we had loads and loads of good guys, but there was always something extra about the rounds I had with Robert. There was just like there was this extra little bit, maybe because we were good pals, we were always pushing each other that little bit more. We would try and kill each other, man. Like we used to do this sparring on a Monday morning, 11 o'clock, boxing sparring in this small cage at the gym. You know what the cage is like? It's not that much bigger than this area.
It's quite small, yeah.
So we get 16-ounce gloves on, and it started off, Robert insists that it started off as slow sparring, which means like going nice and light and just like building technique and stuff. But I'm not sure how long it took. I'm going to guess maybe over the course of months. It became basically right. So fighting on Monday then, so it was like 8 to 10 rounds. We'll say 6 to 10 rounds. I think the average we did was about 8. 3-minute rounds, 1 minute rest, and just fucking try to kill each other, man. It was like
shit, really
brutal, like bad. Don't get me wrong, I fucking loved every second of it.
Yeah.
Apart from when he broke his nose and then bought this Cleto Reyes headguard that had a big nose bar. So then he was basically wearing a crash helmet.
You can get to him.
I couldn't hurt him. So I could hit him with like the hardest punch I possibly could hit him with on the head. But he had this big stupid headguard
Just
on.
Smile back at you.
He would just like walk through it, and he had a good chin anyway. So it was like this was like a performance enhancer for him. So I hated wearing headguards, and he was always like, "Oh, you need to wear headguards. You need to wear headguards." But I always relied on a little bit more like head movement. And I used to find that it would catch the side of the headguard, and that would lose my balance.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's times where I'd be going into the afternoon like hazy from the morning, like probably concussed each other bad, like especially as I didn't like wearing headguards, and stupid looking back. Like there's this whole thing about not sparring hard now, but it's definitely like made me pretty tough. I know I can take a whack and keep going.
I've heard Rab hitting the pads, man. It's fucking scary. Like
he can punch. But that's a big tangent we got in there. But so Rab is became one of my main training partners, and then I just ended up he trusted my voice in the corner, and he trusted my voice backstage to prep him right, and I think it's just all about trust, you know. And he was gracious enough to. I remember before he even signed for the UFC, we were walking out of town. I still remember exactly where we were when he told me this, and he's like, "When I make it to that UFC, you're coming with me." And I just kind of took it as an off the cuff thing, and he's like, "No, you're coming with me when I make it." And I was like, "Oh, I just whoever's calling you will call me." He's like, "No, you're coming with me."
Right.
And whenever he went, like he was like flew me out. Either got the UFC to pay for it, or he might have even paid for it himself. But he'd never take a penny off me for that. And I'm forever grateful for him for it. I had a lot of good experiences, met a lot of cool people. Just from that, and I'm like forever grateful to him for those experiences, you know. Like life's all about really experiences at the end of
Aye.
the day, you know. And I had some great times with him, and we had some great wins. We had some lows from maybe where he lost fights. That he was obviously really disappointed about. But yeah, we had some real good laughs, and I think a lot of the MMA fighters in Scotland could really look up to Robert. Like Robert kind of pretty much came from nothing, you know. He built himself up a successful company, and then he decided to patch that because he wanted to fight MMA, and he was the first person that I ever trained with who was like, I'm getting to that fucking UFC.
Just go.
And it was just like, I'm getting to that UFC, and he was just so single-minded about it. And I remember a couple of people, maybe, I don't know if the phrase "thinking less" is right, or they didn't like that. Because they never had that about them, they didn't like it. I don't know. Just a few people you'd see on like forums and stuff like that, but I just had this single-minded focus. It's like, I'm going to get that. And then I remember he went to Brazil for like 6 to 8 weeks and trained at BTT, and came back like a lot better from that. And then he started going to ATT over in Florida, and then he obviously just kind of kept getting better, you know. And when he came back from these places, he's always really happy to pass on the skills. Like, he used to run, like, it was either Tuesday or Wednesday morning, he would do like a wall work session where most of the DNFT wall work stuff came from him.
Right, okay.
I'd say up to like maybe 90% has came from him all the way through the team. He came through all these excuse me, different controls, different takedowns that he taught the guys, and that's now spread out, and but the foundation has came from that, because our wall work was fucking pretty shit before that, to be honest.
Right.
And it's kind of came from him, you know. But it's one thing that's always stood out to me was his determination just to get that, just to get there. He's like, I'm getting there.
I know. Well, that's the thing. Like, to try and, it's maybe a bit easier now, but I guess when Robert done it to get to the UFC, he was the first Scotsman to do it, right?
Yeah.
So it's a massive goal.
Yeah.
And to just say, right, I'm going to get to the UFC and just work and commit to it, and pulled it off.
It seemed impossible like years ago, you know. Like, I remember talking to, I'd literally started at the gym a month,
right,
and I was waiting outside on the stairs, and I was talking to a couple of guys, and I think they were fighting MMA. I think it was Danny Gray actually, and I was like, oh, so like, you want to like fight in the UFC or something? I was just like total noob, really. I'd known about MMA and I'd been into martial arts, but didn't know the ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
And then I think whoever was there, I'm sure Danny was there, said, oh no, they don't have our weight class, and yeah, that's not a viable option. Basically, that was kind of how the conversation went. So that was all. Oh, it's just not something that's for
open.
us.
Yeah.
It's just not there.
Yeah.
But Rab always had that. I'm getting there.
It's happening.
Then the UFC brought in the weight classes, and yeah, just kind of went from there, you know.
Good on it, mate. So you where was Rab's first fight?
Texas. Yeah.
So you went over there.
Yeah. I know what you're referring to. So I was going to tell John a story off camera, but I said I'd save it for here. So he doesn't even know this story yet.
Not heard this.
So yeah, we're in Texas. Really, really cool fun trip. And we're staying in this big hotel complex. A beautiful big place. It was so nice. It had this really weird structure in the middle. It was like a statue, but it moved like that. It was floating in the air.
Right,
It did this. It was amazing. It was so cool. Anyway, so Robert's cutting weight on the Thursday night. It was me and him. We went down to the kind of, it was like the leisure pool type thing. So they had a swimming pool, and they had a jacuzzi. So on the headline of that card was Robbie Lawler against Johnny Hendricks.
Oh yeah.
And Robbie Lawler gave us a lift back one night. Actually, he gave us a lift back from Whole Foods one day.
Really?
What a gentleman he is, and he bought me and Kev Brooks a steak dinner
Nice.
that night as well. What a gentleman.
Good guy.
Lovely guy. So me and Robert are down in the pool, and then the jacuzzi's over there. So Johnny Hendricks is there with all his team, like Mark Lehman and a bunch of other guys who I didn't know. So I didn't have my swim stuff with me. I was just sitting aside, like I had maybe had jeans on or something. But Robert's in the pool, and he's like, I'm fucking getting that jacuzzi with them. And I was like, go and fucking sit right next to Johnny Hendricks when you go. So Rab walks up and he's like, all right, boys, room for a little one and all that. And fucking bloop, jumps in the water. So I'm sitting at the side and I'm just fucking quite quiet. I don't know these guys. And Rab's just being Rab. He just fucking gets involved and just starts chatting to people. So Johnny Hendricks is sitting there and he's got his chewing tobacco in his mouth. And he's got this big, massive, bushy beard. And I also, at that time, my beard was a lot bigger than this. It was a lot bushier. And I also had a big, massive, bushy beard. So I gave Johnny Hendricks the patented, you have a big, bushy beard? I have a big, bushy beard nod.
Yeah.
Like that. He fucking looked at me as though I'd, like, pissed on his kids. He was just like...
Oh, really?
And he actually gave me, like, a dirty look. And I was like, you motherfucker. So, Robbie Lawler, nice guy. Johnny Hendricks, prick.
There you go.
So, aye. So, what a weirdo.
I know.
Gave him the fucking patented... All right, mate.
Exactly. That's
some beard.
That's accepted. That walking down the street.
I'm sure anyone watching this who has a beard knows the look. Right, mate. Got a nice big beard there.
The beard nod.
Aye. The beard nod.
There you go. It's like bikers when you're driving down the road on a motorbike.
A
You
wee
always
wave or
have a wave or a nod or
Aye.
something.
Aye, so Johnny Hendricks is not part of that. So if you ever see Johnny Hendricks, tell me fuck off.
For Dean Reilly.
He can't fight anymore anyway. He's
Yeah,
fucked. So
Is he?
aye, keep getting beat. He'll probably still punch fuck at me though.
Aye, he had heavy hands though, eh?
Aye, he's a funny. Can't even suffer watching him fight.
Nah. I like Robbie Lawler. Always been a fan of him.
Mate, he's
Even back in the early UFCs.
yeah,
Just
really,
an
really
animal.
nice guy, man.
Yeah.
Really nice guy. I like through Robert, I've just got to meet like so many people that through MMA that I never would have got to meet. Like Robbie Lawler being one, really nice guy. Mike Brown, got to spend a good bit of time with Mike Brown. Got to train with Mike, and he was like such a nice guy as well. Robert,
He's actually in the Brawtherhood. Mike Brown.
well, I'm not surprised. Robert did this thing right, so I think Mike was skeptical of the oils, right? And he's like, I don't think that'll be a thing. So Robert put the oil on half of his beard and left the other half
Just dry.
like just dry.
Yeah.
So Mike's girlfriend apparently didn't know about this and was like, "Oh, your beard looks nice on that side." So that was like, I think that was Mike's introduction. Oh, this might actually be a thing. So then, yeah. So
I've still got a photo on my phone somewhere. He had the comb and an oil.
yeah,
And he sent me the picture.
sounds about right.
He's in the Brawlhood.
He's a really, really nice guy. He's strong as an ox. I got to train with him a bunch.
Right.
He was a really, really nice guy, Mike. And other guys like Conan Silvera, who ended up being Robert's head coach, like he was like a super nice guy. We walked out to UFC Glasgow, and Robert came out to Flower of Scotland.
Aye, I remember that.
Right, it was amazing. It's one of the best experiences of my life was walking out on that night in front of like
man, that was.
how many was in the Hydro? Like 12,000, 14,000
I'm
or
not sure,
something.
but the place, it was electric, man.
It was
It was amazing.
So we're walking down the aisle, right? And Conan Silvera is like 6'3". He's a massive man. And I just remember walking out and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And Robert was ahead of us. And Conan just looked at me and went, ah! And just like bear hugged me and like grabbed me in. And I just felt like a child. And he's like, oh, this is amazing, bro. And something like that. And I was just like, fucking yes! Just like, wow.
It must have been even better when Rap won.
Oh, it was so cool. I just remember, I remember going like this, yes! And doing that and looking down at my feet and just going, oh, I was just like almost like praying or something.
Yeah.
And then I looked up and I was like, where the fuck's Rab?
He's in the crowd.
Where the fuck did they go? And then me and Mike, was it Mike Brown? Must have been. We walked over towards the cage, and then just fucking Rab just appears with Brad Pickett, and he's just like walking out of the cage, and I was like, where the fuck do you go? It wasn't until like the next day I saw he jumped out the cage. I didn't even know, and I was like, where the fuck do you go? He's like, son, I don't know. I just fucking I just fucking lost it. I just jumped out.
He just took off, eh?
Mate, I think he honestly just had his head just blanked, and he was just like...
Just a massive adrenaline rush.
Oh, aye. He's an emotional guy, as I'm sure he'll be happy to admit. And he just fucking... He was gone. I've got the video on my phone. I've watched it so many times, and he just runs out. Yeah. I actually felt... So, the guy fought is a guy called Paul Redmond, and Paul Redmond is an absolute diamond of a guy.
Right.
So I kind of felt really bad for Paul. So I was super happy for Rad, but I was like, oh, it's Paul. I knew he'd just got knocked out and he'd gone 0-2 in the UFC, and I was like, it's his last fight in the UFC, really, innit?
Yeah.
So really nice guy, Paul. But I like, it was amazing. It was an amazing moment. That whole experience was
Yeah, I bet.
was brilliant. It was so good.
I just remember the whole place singing "Flower of Scotland," and it was
Do
just
you know that way? See, because we were down there, you could just hear noise, and I could obviously hear the song,
yeah.
but it's kind of hard to take in. Really, when and
Well,
I wasn't. It's not like I was the fucking centre of attention or anything
no, but it's
like
getting
that.
directed in
But
your
just because you're
your
down
direction.
there, it's like fuck. I remember like one of our guys, Hissy, was right there. So we're walking out, and then I just see Hissy. Hissy's one of these guys who just appears. Like I bumped into him in the park the other day. He just kind of goes like that, and he's like, just comes out of nowhere. And I was like, "All right, big man, how's it going?" And he's like, "Fucking." It was mad. My mate Ian was like filming it as well. I think he might still have that video somewhere. It was brilliant. Really, it was a really special experience. That first one in Glasgow, first Scottish fighter to fight in Glasgow, first Scottish fighter to get a knockout in the UFC.
Yeah.
First Scottish fighter to jump out the cage like a fucking lunatic, and probably cost himself a 30 grand bonus. He still insists that cost him the bonus, which he very possibly might be right there.
Yeah.
But
it was a clean knockout. Like it was.
Aye, it was a great shot. A really good shot.
Aye, it was amazing atmosphere that because we had been to the UFC. My wife and I, Elaine, we had been to UFC in Dublin '93. Rich Franklin and Dan Henderson.
Fuck. An old one.
Aye, and 105 in Manchester with Bisping and Dennis Kang, I think it was. Fuck, I can't mind. Bisping and somebody, I'm sure. So we had been to a few UFCs, but nothing like that.
Yeah.
It was just.
I think Ariel Helwani gave it like Crowd of the Year on like his MMA awards or something like that.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, like the Irish fans, they were passionate in Dublin.
Yeah,
but then in Ireland, I'm sure it was a kind of wedge shape, and then there was like a small seating area facing back at you.
Yeah, exactly. Aye.
So it wasn't quite the same.
Yeah,
but the Hydro's a lot bigger.
Yeah. And it's a great venue. The Hydro, whoever designed that, fair play to you. I was in it the other night, and it's brilliant for a fight.
Yeah.
There's Josh Taylor's fighting there this weekend, actually. I was at the last one, the World Series of Boxing. I can't make it, unfortunately, this week. I've got something on. I really want to go because I think he's fighting for a world title.
Oh, is he?
And there's a guy on the undercard called, I always get it's a Japanese name, it's Noya Inoue.
Right.
And he's like a bantamweight. And you know the lighter weights, the knockout percentage gets lower because they're lighter weights. This boy knocks people out.
Oh, really?
Oh, he's a savage, man.
Shit, I need to check that out.
So I'm disappointed I can't make it. I'm supposed to be competing in a jiu-jitsu tournament that I didn't realise until about a week ago. I'm like, oh fuck, I really wanted to go to that boxing.
So you're back competing at jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, so I did a match last year just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
To kind of give myself something to train. I'd been, so what the guys training at our gym, Gary Christie, who's the head coach, and his business partner James McIntyre, aka Meat, put on jiu-jitsu competitions, really good jiu-jitsu competitions. I was very, very good at it, but they're putting on these things now called Scottish Grappling Invitational, the SGI. So they're kind of like just small events. They just have individual matches.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll have like a small tournament, like a middleweight title or something like that. But they're really good. And I'd been to one, and a bunch of guys from our gym had lost. And they kind of pissed me off because I thought a couple of them in particular had went into the match looking as though I deserve to win because I am here.
Right, okay. Yeah.
I was like, that's some fucking bullshit. And they both get beat.
Oh, did they?
Aye, they both get beat, and I was like, you fucking deserve to get beat there. You from where I was, again, it's just my opinion, I might be wrong. They looked like they were, I deserve to win because I am here. And they both get beat, so I was like, that kind of lit a wee fire under me, and I was like, right, I'm going to get a match on the next one, and I'm going to go and I'm just going to fight a dude. Admittedly, it was a bit of a boring match for anyone that's seen it, but I did try and fight the guy. He was good, and yeah, jiu-jitsu is kind of like that. It's like if there's one little inch that isn't quite right, you kind of can't press on, or you're going to make an arse of it.
Right, okay.
So there was one little grip I needed to get, and he kept avoiding it, and I got it once, and I advanced, but then he pulled it back, and yes, it was a boring match. But that little fire under my arse, and I was like, I'm going to get in, I'm going to train hard as fuck. and I'm going to get a bunch. I know there'll be other guys competing on the next one, and I'm going to kind of organise some training sessions, and we're just going to fight like fucking them.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what we did, and I think everybody bar one won on the next one that we did. Like Dan Hope won. He heel hooked a guy, I'm sure. Shaz won. He's a really good competitor. Jack Williamson won. I won. And I don't know if there's anybody else. I think Louise lost. But she fought hard. But yeah, that was kind of what got me going. So they're doing it's a brilliantly named event. So they do these jiu-jitsu team events now. So it's like 5 aside.
Right.
So let's say you've got 5 people and I've got 5 people. So your number one guy, I'm not sure how the matchups exactly work. So let's say your number one guy fights my number one guy.
Yeah.
Whoever wins out of that stays on. So say your guy won. My number one guy, right, you're out. Your number one guy now fights my number 2 guy.
Shit. So he just keeps.
So he keeps going until he loses.
Right. So that's like
winner
Shark
stays
Tank,
on. Winner stays on. Right.
Right. Aye. Winner
But
stays on. Yeah.
if no one submits anyone, then they're both eliminated.
Oh, so it makes you advance.
So you kind of need to like push for submission or you're out.
Yeah.
So it's quite cool. So they've called their event Square Go,
Brilliant.
which is fucking genius.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with that, take the rest of the day off. You've done enough. So SGI Square Go. So there's a team for the Grip House against. I think we're competing against Rick Young's team, which is an Edinburgh team. Bunch of good guys there. So there'll be a bunch of tough matches. So it'll be interesting just to do it. You know, It's one thing I wish I competed a lot when I was younger. I get me and Guy were talking about this. Like once you get older and you slow down competing, you're like, oh, I should have competed so much more when I was younger. You know, so I'm going to kind of compete intermittently, you know, like I'll do so. I kind of forgot about this one, to be honest with you. I didn't realise until 2 weeks ago I was doing it. But I'm going to kind of compete on and off, just to kind of keep my eye. It gives you something to kind of work towards and train towards. I might compete in Rome in October because I'm meeting a good friend of mine over there.
Okay.
Mark, I think you've dealt with Mark before. I'm sure you sent some stuff over at his gym before.
See you in New York.
Yeah.
Aye.
So I'm going to meet him in Rome, and he's competing over there, so I might do that comp that's there just for the sake of we're there, so I might as well
do
it, you know.
It's an experience as well, isn't it? But that's it, as you say, if you keep competing on and off, keeps your hand in.
Yeah.
And it lets the guys you're training, lets them see that you're still focused, you know.
Yeah, it's something I've been thinking about a lot as well, like try to like lead from the front. I stopped MMA sparring for quite a while there, because what I was trying to do was I was trying to make sure I was watching the sparring, so that if I can see they're needing some work here or needing some work there, I can direct them, especially the guys that are competing. But what I've started doing recently is just jumping back into the sparring, and we've always usually get someone spare, either someone's injured or they're not feeling too well, or just whatever reason, or they'll just not train that night. So I bought a gimbal. And I just get something to record the rounds. So, and then we've got a group that we put all the rounds in, so everyone can go back and watch them, and then we can like, you need to maybe work on this. We could do a bit more of that. So I'm starting to jump in, sparring a little bit more, because a lot of the guys are younger, so they're not massively experienced yet. So I can use my kind of experience a little bit more and kind of help try and bring them on, making like the right decisions and things like that, you know.
Well, that's it. And then if they can see it on video, like you're offering advice and saying you need to do this, change this, they can see it on video. So you're not bullshitting them. Yeah. They can see it.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's a good idea. So, that's what you're up to now. Coaching and
pretty much. I want to quote the Wu-Tang, I want to diversify your funds. I kind of want to start doing some other stuff, you know. I want to start. But yeah, so I want to kind of, that's like a big thing that I've been working towards for the past few years, you know. So I want to kind of try and put that money into something else now, and I want to try and build some businesses or something. Like I'm not really sure which direction I want to take, but I definitely want to diversify what I'm doing a little bit, even just one or two other things.
Yeah.
I don't want to be stuck just kind of doing the same thing. I'm quite into like streetwear and clothing. I had it in my head a line of kind of t-shirts that I would like to do, or t-shirt kind of designs and stuff, but kind of loosely, in a sense, based around combat sports, but not like fucking combat sports t-shirts or anything like that, but just some. I'll tell you.
I didn't give too much away here.
I'll tell you off camera.
Okay,
I'll tell
cool.
you then what I'm thinking about.
Cool.
But just I'd like to do some other stuff, you know, like I've pretty much secluded myself to the gym for the past 13 years.
Yeah.
I've probably lost friendships. I've certainly lost relationships, and I've certainly I've passed up opportunities and of just living a relatively normal life just to always be in the gym. And
Yeah.
while I'm still going to be in the gym all the time, obviously it's my bread and butter, but there's other things that I would kind of like to do, you know.
Yeah,
as
you
a
want to
kinda-
pursue other things,
as
eh?
a side projects and stuff like that, you know. So
Good.
yeah.
That's good, man. That's good to hear. So you mentioned the Wu-Tang there.
Yeah,
So I'm guessing your favourite music's hip-hop, right?
it's certainly up there. See, I think a lot of people think that's all I listen to, but I listen to. I think I've got a pretty eclectic taste in music.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't really like is that really cold Norwegian metal that Joachim Hansen would listen to. Alan Love would love that. He'll never see this, but he might. But he loves his cold metal, and I'm not a massive metal fan, but that's not to say I don't like it. I do like some metal tracks, but I'm not going to go out my way to kind of listen to it. But I like all sorts of music, man. I'll listen to fucking classical music sometimes. I love Smooth Radio is my favourite radio station. I have Smooth Radio on all the time. I'm a huge Jimi Hendrix fan. I really like reggae music. I insist that summer comes round when I start playing reggae music. So as soon as it comes like springtime, I start playing reggae music in the gym all the time to try and like
Lift the mood a bit.
coax the sun out. So that's my I'm trying to do it. The world is coax the sun out by playing roots reggae music.
Brilliant.
But yeah, I'm a big hip hop fan. But like my favourite band as a kid was Oasis. And I still like. I just got a text off a friend of mine, Chris, about going to see there's a documentary about Liam Gallagher coming out called As You Were.
All right, okay.
So me and him went to see the Supersonic one. We were pals from school.
Yeah.
We were like mad Oasis fans at school and all that.
Right.
So we went to go and see Supersonic a couple of years ago, and then we'll probably go and see this one as well. We went to see him when he was on tour last year and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm still into all that kind of stuff, but it's probably easier to write down a list of music that I don't like compared to music that I do, you know. But I suppose hip hop is certainly at the forefront a lot of the time. Fucking Biggie Smalls tattoo and fucking Wu-Tang tattoo
symbol
and
there.
shit like that. And
Brilliant.
like Jimi Hendrix over here.
Aye.
But yeah, I'm listening to a lot of Wu-Tang. I went to see them last week actually on Sunday.
Right.
Went to see them on Sunday, and Joe, they were actually really good.
Were
It
they?
was cool. Aye,
Yeah.
it's good. The only one that wasn't there was Method Man. But like Raekwon was there, Ghostface was there, RZA, Jizza, Young Dirty Bastard was there, who's ODB's son,
Really?
who basically does his dad's role.
Aye.
Do you know what? He does a really good job. It's kind of weird that he has a job because his dad's died, but he's really fucking good.
I didn't realise it. I didn't know he was in it.
YDB,
Fucking hell, I need to check
he's
that out.
really good, man. But Capadonna was there,
God.
Inspector Deck, You God was
Yeah.
there. Mate, they were all there.
Brilliant.
Everyone, and they were really good. I ended up fucking right down the front.
I've seen that on Instagram stories as
It
well.
was good, man. But I went to see Jizza the month before
Right.
in SWG3 in a club in Glasgow, and it was good. The sound wasn't amazing, but you can tell he's quite a quiet guy. Maybe like yourself, doesn't like to speak in front of crowds. So RZA is like a front man. He was like basically orchestrating the whole gig.
Right, okay.
And he was really good, and then everyone else would just come and do their bits, and everyone seemed a lot more comfortable that RZA was kind of taking charge of that, you know. So that was cool. I really enjoyed it. It was good.
I've seen the Wu-Tang documentary on YouTube. Have you seen that?
What one? Is it the 17-minute one? It's like there's one that came out that I would waited for ages, and it was like 17 minutes long, and it wasn't particularly good. But there's a new one coming out called From Mics to Men.
I've not seen that one. It must have been a 17-minute one.
Right.
It was alright. Had
It was
footage
nothing
for like
special, right?
Nah, it wasn't really.
Yeah.
Had
But
some
this-
early footage in that
Yeah.
in the studio, which was cool to see. But I'm looking forward to the new one.
The Mics to Men one
Yeah.
looks good. I'm looking forward to that. Just a friend of mine texted me from New York saying he was watching it, but he was tired, so he fell asleep. But he's recorded it, so
Right, okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. It'll be cool.
Aye, me too, man. There's also I kind of grew up in punk music, so
Yeah.
punk and then metal and then hip hop. A few of my mates they were into hip hop and smoking weed and that, so
Yeah.
we got in Cypress Hill and then it leads
yeah.
on to eventually Wu-Tang. And I love the music. Like the new album's decent as well.
I think I've got that one. What's it called?
Is it Saga Continues?
Yeah, no,
Ah,
that is good. That
yeah.
is good.
Oh, I'm saying it might not be the new one. It's the
It's
latest
like,
one I've
it's like a
heard.
year and a half out or something.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm reading this book just now called I can't remember the name of it. It's by the guy who used to own Big Dada Records,
Right.
Will Aston, and it's about the recording of that album, but it's not like about the recording in terms of such and such was in the studio that day and said this and said that. It's going into like the origins of the music. It's done through like he's called the chapters chambers. It's like chamber
right,
one,
yeah.
so it's like 36
36
chambers.
Yeah.
And it's so good. Like there was a bit where he was talking about, I can't remember it's an old jazz musician, and they went through this phase of like playing really screechy long saxophone notes,
Right.
which then became the sound on Rebel Without a Pause, the Public Enemy song,
Right.
which you'll know if you hear it immediately. You'll be like, right,
Yeah.
that's that sound. But it also goes through, I think it's Shame on a Ninja on the Wu-Tang song, and I'd never heard that until I'd read this book, and then I was like, I immediately put the song on, and I was like, oh my god, because it's just really faint in the background. So he's talking about reappropriation of culture and stuff like that, and then the reuse and resurfacing of culture through the book. It's fucking excellent.
I need to check that out.
It's a really good book, man. I'd read about it in like GQ or something like that, and I just ordered it off Amazon.
Yeah.
And it's dynamite. It's really good.
I need to check that out.
Really interesting.
I like books like that.
Yeah.
The latest one I read was Ozzy Osbourne's
All right.
autobiography. Fucking hilarious, man.
Madman.
Some of the stories
Is he still alive?
he's touring.
Of course he is.
He's touring. I think it's next year they've got it planned. I think. Anyway, he's coming to Glasgow.
You gonna go?
Nah, so the tickets sold out.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Still get tickets for that somewhere.
You will do somewhere. Cost a fortune, like, but yeah, Ozzy's still going, surprisingly. And he's teetotal, he's clean.
Aye.
He's sober. Still going.
I used to see on those bottles, he just always like that.
I know.
Shaking a bit.
Brilliant, eh?
Fucking mad bastard.
I know. Try to think what. Fuck, we kind of covered everything I want to talk about.
Just chat away.
Apart from your Braw products, we got
oh yeah,
WulverDean.
Mate, that is like, honestly, man, like these two things are like the best things ever. I was like,
your face on the products.
mate, I just thought that was so cool because I was like, how am I going to get my face on anything? And then when you asked me, can I put your face on that? I was like, yeah. And then when I remember when we got this bottle through, or when we got this design through, it was a friend of mine, Tommy Lakes, that got this design done. Just as he'd seen this artist on Instagram, and he'd got up to do this drawing just as like a weird kind of present. I was like, thank you for something. And I remember we kind of spoke about it, and when you got it through in the bottle, I was like, mate, that is amazing. I've still got the bottle. And I think it's ran out, but it's fucking.
I take that one if that one's empty. If you want to take it.
I've still got the bottle.
Yeah.
Keep that here because it'll keep it in case I lose it or break the other one.
Yeah.
I'll steal it off you. But I just thought that was brilliant. In fact, hold on 2 seconds. Hold on.
Well, that artist Tim Kuhn.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
I've used him a few times now.
Yeah.
He done the artwork for Brooke McDonald, the mountain biker.
Right.
And he done the one for Mrs. Braw.
Yeah, the
the
red
hair oil.
hair.
Aye.
Yeah, he's excellent.
He's really good.
Do you know what he sent me? He's got this company called the Dodgy Collective.
Aye.
He's tried to do a few different things. He tried to do like some wee jiu-jitsu figures. I don't think that panned out as well as he wanted to. But he made like this fake like Gucci t-shirt. All the kids kicking about in these Gucci t-shirts, and it said Dodgy.
Yeah.
Instead, and he sent me one over, and I sent him over like a Grip House jumper. But he also, I put up a picture on Instagram of me jumping on Sean Wright's back, and I'm choking him, and I'm like this,
Right.
and he just did a little sketch, and then he tagged me in it, and I was like, because he'd said he was going to sell them like post-it notes, and I was like, dude, let me know your PayPal address, I'll buy that off you. And he's like, no, it's cool. You've hooked me up with I think he hooked me up with John and stuff.
Yeah,
he's like. He's just sitting over, and I'm going to my room. It's just little pencil drawing.
Brilliant.
I need to laminate it so it doesn't fade actually on a wee post-it note.
Yeah.
But what I was going to do, this is the bag, right? I get slagged off for this bag, but this bag's a game changer. So
I'll take your word on that, Dean.
right, so in the bag, right, move this round. So this is going to look weird. I actually meant to do this before. I've actually got toothbrush and toothpaste because I wanted to brush my teeth, but I forgot. I usually have my wallet, but I've put that over there. So I got pen, pencil, phone charger, headphone charger, iPhone charger, Vaseline, right? Then got the Braw comb.
Ta-da. Nice.
This is and this is the one with the little holder.
That's the latest comb, that one.
I like that.
It's slick, isn't it?
I like that. I've still got the flick knife comb, but that the glue separated, so I keep it back, but it's still good. I've still got the long comb.
I've still got one of them in the house as well.
That's really good. I keep that in my bathroom.
Yeah.
And then what was the one that had it was wider and it was a lighter colour than that, and it was engraved. It had like a curve there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That one snapped.
Aye, they were. I replaced them because
I
they
really
did snap.
liked that one, but I did break it.
Yeah.
But then in the next pouch,
I was still going. There we go. There's Dean.
mate, I'm telling you, I get slagged off for this bag. My little bag here, but it's a fucking game changer. Some bag that.
We got a toothpaste there as well, man. Don't want to forget
I
that.
need to brush my teeth. I feel I had some lunch before I came here, and I was like, oh, I'm going to brush my teeth. So I went and bought toothpaste and a toothbrush, and then I forgot to use it before we started. So.
That's alright.
But there's enough space between us. So
Yeah, it's cool. I know. I had some
I've
coffee as well, so I'm probably in the same boat here.
We're alright then.
That's why I put these pop shields on so we can hide it.
We're eekies. No, yeah. Do you know what? If you're asking about products, obviously, I've always liked the Thrilla and Vanilla. And I remember when you sent me the sample. You sent it through, and I was like, mate, I'm having to try hard not to lick this.
I know.
Like,
It smells good, though.
It smells like, even now, I'm like, the amount of people I go like that, smell this! Smell, how good does that smell? And fuck, that's amazing, it's so good. And yeah, I really like that, and I love the combs. I use the combs all the time.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I'm lazy now, and I don't use the oils as much as I should, and that's why my beard probably feels. I got a haircut the other day, so
It's a bit shorter now as well.
But I'm so fucking lazy. I'm just like, I've been out in my defence. I've been out at I'm generally in the gym these days.
Well, that's it. You're in the gym
3 days a week for
all the
6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, which is brutal. But no, the butter. See, like on a Saturday afternoon, and I'm like, so Saturday afternoon I finish at 2, and then that's me free, and I'm like, right, now I can treat myself. So I'm like, oh, put a little bit on, use a little bit in the hair as well.
It goes in the hair well. I've not got that
Perfect.
problem. Like, I have to shave it.
Aerodynamic.
That's exactly it, mate. Streamlined.
I was actually going to ask you if I can take one of these mugs.
Yes.
Yes,
That's
I've wanted
yours,
one
mate.
of
That's
these mugs
yours.
for ages.
For being a guest on the show, that's your.
Oh, your beauty.
Aye, so that's pretty much the episode done. Thanks for joining me on the Braw Cast.
Thanks for having me on.
No worries, man.
Been looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, I wanted to get you on because you were the first Braw athlete, and going forward, I want to get more athletes on and ambassadors and just basically shoot the shit, have a conversation.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And I enjoyed this one, man. It was good.
Thanks very much for having me, and
I appreciate it.
you know, I appreciate all the fucking support you've given me over the years, and just being a cool bloke, and it's been cool for me to see you build it. Like I was saying you before, we started filming, just seeing you build this community up through various different things, man. It's very awesome to,
cheers, man. I
to
appreciate
see that. It's good.
Yeah, all good. Thank you. Cool. Thanks for watching, and we shall see you on the next one. See ya.